Are you ready for finals?
Well, if you need a place to study even until 3 a.m., we have the place coming for you coming up.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Jayla Whitfield.
And I'm Brittany Brown.
Greek life on any college campus is in danger of hazing their members. A few chapters have gone under investigation over the course of the past year here at Ole Miss.
Annie Sharp spoke with Lisa Stone to find out more about Alpha Phi Alpha's recent suspension from Ole Miss. Annie?
Thanks, guys. After 42 years at Ole Miss, the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha has been disassembled. The outcome of disassembling the chapter was collectively decided on by both the university and Alpha Phi Alpha's fraternity national representatives. They decided that the chapter is not allowed to return until after a minimum of 3 years, so they'll be able to return August 2021. The chapter was disassembled due to troubling activities that were revealed through hazing investigation this past year. I spoke with Lisa Stone, the Director of Strategic Communications, to find out that the university does not currently have any other Greek organizations under investigation, but Alpha Phi Alpha was the second chapter to be suspended this academic year, after last December when Sigma Alpha Epsilon was closed by their national headquarters. Stone also mentioned that in order to prevent this from happening again within other chapters on campus, the Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs charged a hazing prevention task force earlier this spring to review the climate related to hazing at Ole Miss and to review university processes aimed at reducing and stopping hazing. This group of faculty, staff, and students will be making recommendations, and they anticipate them continuing their work well into the new academic year. These are all the details we have now, but if anything else develops, we'll keep you updated through social media. Back to you guys at the desk.
With final exam week, just about everything on campus changes. Tristan Robert found that students gather at one place, and that can mean problems.
This is one of the busiest places on campus this time of year. And I'm not talking about the FIMU fountain. The library is filled with studiers day and night, which can lead to some noise complaints.
Just be sure that you know which level you're on, the first, second, and third floor, because third floor is supposed to be really quiet, and of course if you go up there and you want like no noise and somebody's talking and making a lot of noise, that's a definite no. So I would say if you want to talk, stay on the first floor for sure, and the second floor is kind of like real whispers.
It's that time of year again where many students find themselves wishing for an A on their finals. However, to achieve that goal, many students find themselves spending large quantities of time in the J.D. Williams Library.
Right now I'm in here until probably later on this afternoon, and I'll be back probably tomorrow because I don't have class, and then in between my finals next week.
While Presley manages her study time well, the same cannot be said for other students.
I know I have some friends who have spent like 24 hours in here, like 24 hours straight, have like come in here like during the day and then like left right before their final the next day and did not leave.
The 24-hour library policy will conclude Friday with the end of finals week. Tristan Rupert, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
The J.D. Williams Library will be open for 24 hours starting tonight, leading into finals week.
The library is always crowded during finals week, and many students have to find other places to study. Margot Parrish found out about 2 places that work as study spaces.
Before finals, the library stays busy, and some students take the advantage of studying other places instead. Senior Annie McFall likes to study at her sorority house because she enjoys the environment more than the library.
I like studying at my sorority house because in these upper level rooms it's really quiet. You close all the doors, but then if you need a little bit of a study break, you can go downstairs, talk to people, socialize. So that kind of works for me. We have a coffee machine. I can get it here. The line at Starbucks is always like 100 people long. I feel like I'd have to get to the library at 6 a.m. even to find a spot. Here I can come around 10 and there's always available room.
Students, like Lexi, choose to study on the square at the Graduate instead of studying on the library where it can be crowded and hectic.
I like the Graduate to study because I like to sit outside and enjoy some fresh air. Especially during finals and midterms week, I can never find a spot in the library. People just want to come here because it's newer, it's more vibrant, it's more fresh, and it's just a different environment than being at the library.
Finals start next week, and the study spots will stay crowded. Plan accordingly when thinking about where you want to prepare for your test. Margot Parrish, NewsWatch, Ole Miss.
Seniors, the time is here. You can get your graduation cap and gown at the Tad Smith Coliseum starting Tuesday, May 8th through Friday, May 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also pick it up on graduation day, May 12th from 7:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. at the Jackson Avenue Center. Be sure to bring your receipt or confirmation email and your student ID.
A student that was expelled from the university in March of 2017 for having sex with a female who was under the influence of alcohol is suing the University of Mississippi and the Mississippi Institutions of Higher Learning. The lawsuit states that the Ole Miss Title IX office had a gender bias against the student in order to protect the university's reputation and their financial status. The two students involved will remain anonymous under the Andrew Doe and Bethany Rowe clause. Doe has appealed the expulsion ruling, and his expulsion has been lowered to a suspension until fall of 2020. The current member of the State House of Representatives and Oxford attorney Jay Hughes will be running for lieutenant governor. Hughes announced his run this morning in Jackson, Mississippi. Hughes' campaign will focus on education, equality, and hard work, and he will travel to all 82 states between now and November 5th, 2019. Hughes will host a campaign launch party tonight in Oxford, Mississippi.
And a former pilot pleaded guilty today to 2 charges on a December 2017 indictment for illegally conducting flights and providing flight instruction without a valid airman's certificate. Charles B. Phillips conducted one of the flight instructions to Jason Faris in March 2016. Jason Faris and 5 other passengers died in a plane crash he was flying in August 2016. According to a report released by the National Transportation Safety Board, Charles accompanied Jason on several flights but did not provide multi-engine training. It also said Jason had over 700 total flight hours but only 48 hours flying the model he operated on the day of the crash, including the 2.9 hours he spent with Charles in March 2016. And 1 person died yesterday after a shooting at the Opry Mills Mall in Nashville. This is according to Nashville police. The shooting seemed to have stemmed from a personal dispute between 2 men. The victim was taken to a hospital where he died. After the suspect fired 2 shots, he left the mall and surrendered at a ticket booth across the street. Both men involved were previously known to the Nashville police.
With graduation next week, seniors are beginning to reflect on their journey. Seniors are giving advice, wanting underclassmen to have the best possible time here at Ole Miss.
Olivia Barrow talks to seniors about advice they want to give to upcoming freshmen.
Like take a few moments and like go to like that softball game, go out with your friends, like go like enjoy like the extracurricular activities and the social aspect of the things, because that's like now that it's like I'm on the decline of my 4 years here, those are the things that you really take with you.
Open your dorm room and talk to people on your hall and just kind of awkwardly invite yourself places freshman year, because that's how you're gonna meet people.
Get involved in as many things as possible. Like even if you aren't sure you're completely interested in it, at least giving it a try is a great way to like meet other students, to meet other like professionals here at the university and kind of like find your niche within like a huge crowd.
I would say get to know your professors and teachers. They'll be your greatest asset and resource. They can provide you with so many networking opportunities, so many connections, and just so much life advice in general, because they've done it all, they've seen it all, and they can provide you with a lot of information and help throughout your academic and personal social career.
For the class of 2018, it will be a hard goodbye, but they're moving on to the next chapter in their life. So freshmen, I encourage you to cherish this chapter and yours. Hotty toddy. Olivia Barrow, NewsWatch Ole Miss.
Up next, find out what car company is facing another scandal.
But first, Libby Crocker has your first look at the current conditions.
Thanks, guys. We will see warm spring temperatures next week with thunderstorms on Saturday and high humidity following. Moving forward to our radar image, we do see a bit of rain starting to head towards Oxford. Stay tuned for my extended forecast to learn more about the upcoming thunderstorms.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I know,
was
I
to
heard.
that.
It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Yes, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
But dangerous sight. A volcano in Hawaii is spewing molten rock, sending hazardous gas into the air and prompting about 1,700 people to evacuate. A crack in Kiliwala volcano's rift zone erupted yesterday on the Big Island, and it's still going.
All we heard was a boom.
Lava spews from a crack in the street.
Within minutes, we've seen smoke, and now we see all this lava coming across the street, and it's pumping right now.
On Hawaii's biggest island, molten rock from the Kilauea volcano flows into neighborhoods.
It's hard to believe it's here in this neighborhood, and I can't believe that it's right in the back of people's homes.
The curtain of fire forcing people to flee.
My family and my pets are safe. That's all I really care about. I mean, the rest is just stuff.
This eruption comes after hundreds of earthquakes shook the eastern side of the Big Island for the past several days.
Glad to get out of here alive and get everyone safe.
But lava isn't the only danger. The volcano is shooting gas into the air.
We're getting extremely high readings of sulfur dioxide, which is extremely dangerous and lethal, if it's bad enough and a high enough concentration.
Kiliwala is one of the world's most active volcanoes and has been erupting almost continuously for more than 30 years.
When I bought here 14 years ago, I knew that this day might eventually come. I had no idea. The reality is sinking in now, for sure.
Evacuations are underway, and it's unclear when residents will be able to return to their homes. President Trump spoke at the 2018 National Rifle Association Annual Convention in Dallas, Texas. President Trump spoke on various topics, including the Second Amendment, arming teachers, Parkland school shooting, North Korea, and much more. President Trump spoke for 50 minutes.
Your Second Amendment rights are under siege, but they will never, ever be under siege as long as I'm your president.
Vice President Mike Pence swore in Richard Grenell into office yesterday. Grenell will be serving as the United States ambassador to Germany. Grenell is known as being an openly gay official and one of the only gay officials in President Trump's administration. He was nominated for the position in September of 2017 after he served as a Republican operative and aide to National Security Advisor John Bolton. Another incident of racial profiling occurred at Colorado State University in Fort Collins on Monday. Two Native American brothers were visiting the school after they drove 7 hours from New Mexico. During their visit, another parent on the visit called the police after she claimed they made her nervous. Police responded to the situation and let them continue on the tour. School officials say the incident was sad, especially for two students who were there to see if the institution was a good fit for them.
A new video was released that shows how close an Air Canada Airbus came to mistakenly landing on a crowded taxiway at San Francisco International Airport last year. In the video, the plane seems to be on a collision course with aircrafts that were waiting on the taxiway. The video was released Wednesday by the National Transportation Safety Board as the investigation into the incident continues. Some aviation experts say this could have been one of the worst incidents in aviation history. The federal government has charged former Volkswagen CEO Martin Winterkorn with fraud. The charges stem from the German automaker's diesel emissions cheating scandal. Federal and California regulators say Volkswagen diesel cars were rigged to cheat on clean air rules with software that made emissions look cleaner than they were. Volkswagen later admitted that as many as 11 million vehicles worldwide had the questionable software. A federal indictment reveals Winterkorn was charged in mid-March with wire fraud and conspiracy to defraud Volkswagen's U.S. customers and violate the Clean Air Act. Winterkorn is the 9th person charged by the U.S. government in connection to the scandal. A huge tumor the size of a beach ball almost cost a Connecticut woman her life. The tumor weighed 132 pounds and was 100 centimeters in diameter, but not cancerous. The 38-year-old woman wishes to remain anonymous, was gaining 10 pounds a week for 2 months, and because of the weight of the massive tumor, she could not eat. Doctors aren't sure what caused this rapid growth, but they say the woman has made a full recovery and is now back to work and looking forward to spending Mother's Day with her family. And may the 4th be with you. Today is the day Star Wars fans wait for all year, as the day is pun on the famous line, "May the Force be with you." Some fans in Southern California, Orlando, Las Vegas, and London can get their Star Wars on with new virtual reality experience. Star Wars Secrets of the Empire special gear allows you to roam around, feel and even smell what's happening, as well as seeing and hearing as the battle in a galaxy far, far away. A new Star Wars movie, Solo, will be let out this month.
Today was a little overcast. I wonder if we will see some rain soon.
I'm not sure, but Libby Crocker will let us know in her extended forecast coming up next on Stormwatch.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Good evening, Rebels. Happy Friday and welcome back to Stormwatch. Our current temperature is a beautiful 76 degrees with overcast skies and winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. So it is a nice day to go outside and enjoy that beautiful spring weather. Moving forward to our satellite image, we do see a bit of cloud coverage here in Oxford, and it looks like some rain will be moving in. Our current temperatures in the surrounding areas are in the mid 70s to lower 80s. 76 in Oxford, 77 in South Haven, 79 in Holly Springs, 81 in Corinth, and 83 in Tupelo. Tomorrow's temperatures in the surrounding areas are in the mid-70s, 72 in Corinth, 73 in Holly Springs, and 74 here in Oxford, in South Haven, and Tupelo. Tonight's forecast is cooling down to 70 degrees with overcast skies and a 25% chance of rain. So if you do have outdoor plans tonight, you may want to grab an umbrella before you head out. Tomorrow's forecast is 74 degrees with a 90% chance of rain, so it'll be a great day to stay inside and study for finals. Moving forward to our 5-day forecast, we see our temperatures in the mid-70s to mid-80s, reaching 84 on Thursday, with a 10 to 20% chance of rain throughout the week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Libby. The women's basketball program has added another assistant coach to their staff. See why it could be a huge contribution.
And Kermit Davis is simply not slowing down on getting basketball recruits. He got yet another. See who it is up next.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I bought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Welcome to the last Sports Watch of the school year. I'm Maddie Bierster. Ole Miss women's basketball head coach Yolette McPhee-McEwen has finalized her coaching staff for the 2018-2019 season with the addition of a new assistant coach, Chris Ayers. Ayers most recently was a graduate manager at Georgia Tech for the 2017-2018 season, where he assisted with scouting and player development, in addition to day-to-day duties with the coaching staff. Ayers coached Essence to a 2012 Nike Silver Division national title, and he took the Breakdown Boys AAU team to back-to-back national titles in 2007 and 2008. All in all, Ayers has coached more than 100 athletes who went on to play either collegiately, professionally, or both. More from the Pavilion. Ole Miss men's basketball coach Kermit Davis announced that four-star guard and forward Blake Henson signed his national letter of intent and will join the Rebels for the upcoming 2018-2019 season. Henson originally was a 2019 prospect till he reclassified to the 2018 class and will make his way to Oxford this fall. This four-star recruit stands at 6'7", and his versatility as a guard and forward has prompted 247sports.com to declare him the #1 recruit in the state of Kansas. He will be a great addition to the Rebel basketball team next fall. Now for the Diamond, both baseball and softball teams have SEC matchups tonight. As for baseball, they will take on South Carolina and Columbia this weekend. #3 Ole Miss enters this weekend eyeing its 6th SEC Series win of the season. The Rebels are tied for the 3rd most wins in college baseball. However, South Carolina has swept its last 2 home series, taking 3 from both Tennessee and LSU. USC has won 6 of its last 7 games and has hit well for power this season, ranking 10th nationally with 57 homers on the year. Expect pitcher Ryan Rawlinson to have another standout appearance. First pitch will be at 6 p.m. tonight. As for softball, they begin their senior weekend against Georgia at home. Even though Georgia does lead the series 44-9, Ole Miss has their overall record this season up to 28-21 and hopes to start off strong again and get ahead early. The Rebels bat a .364 as a team and hope to steal another win for this SEC weekend series. Tonight's home game will begin at 6 p.m. also. Trouble for controversial Mississippi State player Leo Lewis, who was arrested early this morning at 1 p.m. for disorderly conduct. If you remember Lewis from the big Ole Miss Rebel Rags controversy, Lewis was reportedly paid $10,000 by an Ole Miss booster to sign at Ole Miss. He also reported to the NCAA that he received hundreds of dollars of free merchandise from Rebel Rags. This morning, Starkville police said Lewis attempted to push through traffic in his vehicle while leaving a house party in an apartment complex, despite deputies' repeated directions for traffic to exit in the opposite direction. He was released on a $438 bond. On a positive note for horse racing fans out there, the Kentucky Derby kicks off tomorrow. 4 horses to watch out for the 3-year-olds racing on Saturday will be Good Magic, Magnum Moon, Justify, and Bolt d'Oro. The 144th running of the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs will feature 2 Breeders' Cup winners, Good Magic and Mendelssohn. Place your bets, and if all 20 horses start, the total purse could be $2,192,000. The winner earns $1,432,000. The race will begin at 6:46 p.m. That's all for sports. Be sure to follow our Twitter at NewsWatch_UM for more of your favorite sports updates. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Maddie. See which companion got the spotlight on this week's edition of the Furry Feature.
Grayson Ashmore has more when we return.
We are Ole Miss Rebels. As Mississippi's flagship university, we dig deeper, see farther, work harder. We pioneered human organ transplants. We helped prove Einstein's theory of gravitational waves. We are distinguished as a Carnegie R1 top 2.5% research institution. We are Ole Miss, transforming lives and the world.
Don't ignore the subtext. It's on us to intervene in sexual assault. Because we can. Take the pledge at itsonus.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Meet Pluto. Pluto is a sweet and calm pup who actually found his forever home this week. He had been in foster care, which provided him with a good foundation for adoption. But do not fret, there are many pups and cats still at the shelter waiting to be adopted. Along with this, 23 of their dogs are being transported to ASPCA on Monday. With classes letting out, adopting a shelter animal may be a good decision for you. But if you aren't yet sure about fully committing to a furry companion, consider fostering with the shelter. Fostering shelter animals provides the necessary socialization needed for adoption, as seen with Pluto. Any grown dog or cat is available to foster as long as they have been fixed beforehand. To either adopt or foster an animal from the Oxford the Fate Humane Society, visit oxfordpets.com. And make sure to check out their Facebook page, Oxford the Fate Humane Society, and their Instagram page, Oxford Pets. Grayson Ashmore, Newswatch Ole Miss.
I definitely love dogs. I wish I could adopt my own.
The dog was so cute, and I wish I could adopt one too, but I'm too busy in
school is definitely stressful. So.
Yeah.
But I hope that summer weather is going to be good enough for us to even have dogs and be out with them playing.
It will. Tomorrow, sadly, it will be rainy, but the rest of the week will be beautiful weather.
Good. Sounds great.
All right.
That's all we have for you tonight. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm delicious.
Be sure to catch us here again on air at 5 and on our Facebook live stream. You can also find our show on hottietoddy.com. I'm Brittany Brown. Thank you and good night.